the staff just started yelling out, you know, with this tone in their voice, first aid, we need first aid, and they were in a panic. And so I went, where is it? I'm first aid trained, where am I going? And so he's going to the freezer section, so I saw a huge crowd, so I arrived, and there was 2 men holding Van upside down and doing like kind of hitting his back. And so right away I assumed he was choking, asked what was going on. He was choking on a frozen strawberry, so I just said, give him to me, give him to me. I worked in critical care in the ICU for 8 years, so I was part of the Code Blue team, and so fortunately and unfortunately I've done a lot of compressions and, you know, choking situation, race calls, so I never on a child. So I just said, give him to me. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I was just taking over. So without really thinking about it, I just took him and put him over my leg and started doing back blows. I did about 4 or 5 and realized that I didn't think he had any vitals at that point. So I flipped him over, did a really quick femoral pulse check, and started compressions immediately. While I was doing compressions, actually, there was 2 nurses that came that were ready to take over if I started getting tired. There was an RT that came a little while later, and it was fortunate for us. Within a couple minutes, he started getting a little bit of perfusion back, a little bit of color back, and so did another pulse check. It was pretty weak. His airway was still pretty obstructed, so I started again with compressions. I got a little bit more color. I felt like there was a little bit more out of him, so then I stopped again, did another pulse check, looked, and we had a pretty good airway. It was still obstructed, but we turned him on to his side and started getting that color back, rubbing his back, started getting him, you know, a little bit by little bit. After about 5 minutes or so, he started to try to open up his eyes.
So he was unconscious this time?
Yes, yeah.
Like, I don't remember the part, I don't remember Sophie arriving. I don't remember him being upside down. I really did think he was dead. Like, I thought this was it. And even when Sophie was saying he's coming back, like, I remember her looking at me and there was a gentleman on the ground looking at me. And I thought, like, how can he be normal after this? It was I believe it was a miracle.